How we doing, guys?
Hey, Coach.
Hey, Coach.
Hey,
Tom, you can start us.
Yeah, Coach, we just had David Hayward here, and made his first start, and a big jump from being on the scout team in the past. Just talk about his progress to be put into the position of starting, and what you saw of him in the game.
Yeah, well, first of all, he's been getting better and better, and really is got an outstanding work ethic that gives him a chance to kind of maximize his abilities. But until you get your first game action, it's hard to be truly ready. And the thing about him is last week he played every snap of the game after not even playing the week before. So that's a difficult, situation to go into. And I thought he really did a nice job. And I think, there's a lot of things obviously he can do better, and things that happened. There are a lot of multiple looks and things that happen around him that he'll do a lot better the next time he sees them, play a lot faster and things. That's just part of becoming a really good offensive lineman. But he played with outstanding effort, and just fundamentally, that's kind of the ground floor where he is now, and he'll continue to get better and better. So I'm excited about him. You hate that you have to throw a guy in from playing 0 snaps to 72 or whatever it was. That's tough. It's a tough situation, but he did a good job handling it.
Great. Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Charles?
Good evening, Coach Davis. Charles Grievous here with GoBlackKnights.com. How are you doing?
Charles, good, man.
Last Saturday against the Roadrunners, you guys had 304 passing yards compared to 181 yards on the ground. I believe that's correct. Is this something that is becoming the norm for the Army offense, or is it more so responding to what the defense gives you?
Yeah, it's definitely responding to what the defense gives you. If people are going to play, and literally at times they had 8 guys on the line of scrimmage, okay, and where they're playing man coverage from the line of scrimmage. And if you don't give your guys a chance to make plays, you're not putting them in a very good position to be successful. If you just allow them, you try to block them on the line of scrimmage all day and run the ball outside, that's not very good coaching. And so obviously it's what we called as a response to how they're lined up, and so, yeah, at times when people are willing to play like that, you're going to look bad on some calls, but there are some things that you're going to hit that make those bad plays worth it. You know what I mean? And that was what happened in the game. The disappointing thing was, and we did a really nice job the first drive of the second half, and that was more of what I would consider to be an Army football drive, where we had, I think it was almost 9 minutes and 15 plays, and we're just running base stuff, but just not being able to come through in overtime. Those are things that are disappointing, and we weren't good enough on our base plays in overtime, and to jump off sides, 1st and goal from the 5, that's not something that we've ever done. And when you do things like that, you have a hard time winning. That's just what it is. And so we made too many mistakes. I didn't prepare us well enough. We weren't ready for some things, that they showed us. And, that's on me. But our guys adjusted well in the game, did a lot of really good things, had a chance to win the game, and didn't finish.
Great. And you talked about base plays, base stuff. But for the past, few years, there's been an effective 3-man rotation at the fullback spot. And coming into the season, there was anticipation of that being the case with Jacoby, Riley, and Atkins. With Atkins gone, is there a third fullback who might see some action in the rotation going forward?
We're waiting on that guy to emerge, to be honest with you. I mean, it's an open competition every day. And, we've had a lot of guys banged up at that position, but I can't tell you that we have one right now who said, I'm going to be the next guy. We really need that to happen. We need to have somebody kind of separate themselves and step into that role. And we got guys that are certainly capable. We just got to continue to, get them reps in practice and hopefully in some games and find out who the next guy is going to be. And really it was truly an open competition right now. One of the bad things is just about each one of them has been injured recently. So they've been kind of in and out of practice and just don't have the banked reps, So we're looking for more depth there for sure. But I feel good about the guys that are there. I just don't think we're there yet.
Okay, great. My final question regarding the quarterback scenario, Has anything changed relative to alternating Ballard and Tyler, along with who may start on Saturday?
I thought they both did some really good things and made some really good plays, and both had some things that they could do better, honestly. But gave us a chance to win. Really made some great plays throwing the football, both of them. Made some great runs, made a lot of people miss. Both can be better at some average things, as far as getting us in the right play or just the operation of the game. But man, they really made some nice plays. I'm excited about both of them. We have a quarterback unit. That's all I got to say about that.
Great. Thanks, Brent. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Hey, Ken McMillan.
Hey, Brent, Ken McMillan from The Record.
Hey, Ken.
Jeff talked earlier today about you're not going to give away these touchdowns. You want the touchdowns as often as possible, but obviously you guys are employing a little bit of a new formula. Can you talk about, have you guys discussed about the new formula and time management versus run versus pass?
Well, I think we had it 33 minutes the other day, and we gave them a possession. They stole possession on special teams on the punt. So we may have had the ball close to 40 minutes had we not lost possession. I don't know, but no, we hadn't discussed a new formula. There's not a new formula. Our offense, we have the ability to take advantage of what people present to us, and honestly, the passes in the first two games, that's where that's come from. It hasn't been a plan going in. It's been, last week they didn't even play how I thought they would play. So it wasn't like we went in saying we're going to throw the ball. We went in, with a plan and adjusted on the fly. And so you make calls based on what you feel like puts your guys in the best position to have success. You have base plays you're going to run, and then they're going to have a response to those. And then you have to be able to adjust and make calls in real time, not on Sunday, but in real time, that give your guys a chance and put them in the best position. And that's what's happened. It has nothing to do with a commitment to throwing the ball or whatever. It has to do with making sure we're efficient on offense and making sure we give our team a chance, or the best chance to have a chance to win, supporting our plan to win. And that's what we're trying to do.
Brent, what would you say is lacking right now? And are you in any way surprised at what you've seen from your own squad so far?
Well, first of all, let's just say we played two teams that won 24 games last year, and had a chance to win both of them. So, let's just be a little bit realistic where things are. Do we want to win every game around here? Yes. Have we ever? No. All right, that's the reality of it. You know what I mean? And so we're a work in progress. We're not where we need to be fundamentally. We're playing with outstanding effort. Our guys care a lot. They support each other. They work their butts off. All right, they wanted to win that game. They prepared with everything they had. It didn't work out for us. Fundamentally, we got to get better. But if we had won both those games, I'd tell you the same thing. You know what I mean? So it's not like, oh, we lost two games, so what's wrong? No, we'd be saying the same thing. We got the same standard regardless. You know what I mean? Our only goal on our offense is to maximize our potential. All right, that's something you can't ever reach. So we're not there yet. We got to get better fundamentally, whether we were 2-0 or 0-2. It wouldn't matter. That's just where we are at this point in the season, but that's usually where you are at this point in every season.
Sure. And last thing, I know you mentioned, Charles, about the use of additional fullbacks, but are you happy with the fullback production thus far?
We've been banged up. Tyson's been banged up. People have been lined up to stop the fullback. Like I said, there had a guy in every gap. There were no linebackers on 3rd and 4. One time they had a guy in the A gap, B gap, C gap, and D gap walked up on the line of scrimmage. You go back and look, there are 8 guys on the line of scrimmage. The Hogs from the Redskins couldn't run the fullback against that look. It looked like punt block. We identified it out of the block. They said, how are they lined up? I said, they were in punt block. They're not in punt block. Yeah, they are. They're in punt block on 3rd down in the middle of the field. So, hey, if teams are going to do that, you're going to have a hard time running the fullback. Our fullback game is going to come around. I'm just telling you. So I don't have an opinion on it other than to say that we haven't run it, the fullback, as much or as effectively, and probably mostly due to the looks that we've seen. So.
Thanks, Brent.
Yes, sir.
Ken K.
Hey, good afternoon, Coach Ken
Hey,
Kreitzer, Cam Betts Media. Hey, just, it's been remarkable to watch the long touchdown plays that your team has completed, 2 against Coastal, 2 against Texas San Antonio. What is it like when you see that opportunity and then your players go out and do it and they execute it perfectly?
Yeah, I mean, we've always said that we want to be efficient, but if we can execute the average, we have a chance to be explosive, and the average could be protecting, the average could be making the right check, whatever it might be. But no, I mean, you call those because you think they're there, and sometimes they're there and you don't execute. It's like a loud out in baseball. It's warning track power. It doesn't mean anything, but when you connect on them, they have a chance to change the game. And we had a 2-score lead, and in the fourth quarter, we just didn't finish, and we needed to finish the game off and get another one in on offense, and put them away with a chop block penalty, which is unfortunate, and that killed that one drive. We had a chance to get it back to a 2-score game, and our guy fell down, and the linebacker fell over. It was a terrible call, but it is what it is.
Hey, just to ask you about Cade Ballard, a very strong performance on Saturday. Was it 11-15 for 15, 221 yards and a touchdown. He ran for some, and also getting the cramps in the middle of the game and being able to go back out late in the game to make some plays. Tell us about what you saw in Cade Ballard's performance Saturday.
Playmaking ability was off the charts. Backpedaled out of getting pressured and went to his left and found the crosser receiver for halftime, hit Murphy. Unbelievable play. Threw just a dime of a pass to T-Rob out in the flat with a guy bearing down on him. And, I mean, he couldn't even see the guy. He just dropped it in right over his shoulder for 18 yards. I mean, incredible with some of the things he did with that. And then there's some things that he'd tell you he'd like to have back, and some average things that he needs to do better, and he will. But I was real pleased with him. I was real pleased with TT, and overall giving us a chance, and we just got to clean up some things, and I know we will.
And Coach, just ask about the Villanova defense. What you see from their 2 games against LIU and Lehigh? It looks like they're a pretty strong run-stopping defense.
They are very sound. They do a really good job, multiple looks. We got to be ready for anything. So it's a challenge to prepare for a team when they do present a lot of multiple looks. So that's something that we've got to make sure that we're sound on, especially when you have new offensive linemen in there and some new guys that are playing. And that's what, with last week, seeing a lot of different looks last week, and having 2 new tackles in there, especially when Buck went down. That was a lot for those guys to process, and they were, they were in catch-up mode during the game, and they adjusted really well. But that's a challenge for sure. So with these guys, I think they're really sound. Very physical in the secondary. They got a lot of length. They're very active in the secondary. I think it's a great defense from the standpoint of they're going to be well coached. They're going to play with great effort. They play with a lot of edge. Our championship football program. All right, and we got to be at our best to have a chance to compete.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
We'll do one more with Ken M.
Hey, Brent. Kenny K asked my question, so I'm going to follow up on Cade. You obviously had a lot of praise for him a minute ago. How shocking is it to see him be so effective, especially when he wasn't getting as much PT the last 2 years?
It's not shocking at all. I mean, we've always seen the things that he can do. This is the best he's felt physically, for one thing, and you can see how quick he is breaking tackles. I mean, 2 years ago, he wasn't the same guy physically. He's in the best shape he's been in. It takes a while to get over a back surgery, you know what I mean? And so he's grinded through that, and he's always had great savvy, throwing the football and just awareness, he's a gunslinger, man. I mean, you think of a guy, he's like Baker Mayfield type guy. I mean, honestly, and just as far as playmaking and making just his presence, just in that mold to be able to make things happen. But he just feels better physically right now, and he just worked his way into it. developmental deal, you know, and just real proud of them right now. Like I said, we got two guys that are doing some really good things that we feel good about. And those aren't the only two that we like. I feel like, you know, there's 4 guys that are working there right now that we're very comfortable with.
But from a sharpness standpoint on Cade?
Yeah, I mean, he's doing well. There's some things that we got to clean up and continue to work on when we see multiple looks to, you know, to kind of make sure we're in the right place and right scheme. If we need to change the play or whatever, that's an experience thing. Like I said, we saw a lot of looks on Saturday. And so there was some adjusting going on during the game. And you know, part of that is I had to do a better job as a coach beforehand, forecasting what we might see. And that'll certainly help us because we'll have already repped it during the week. So, you know, that's just a process that we're going through, just getting everybody fundamentally more sound as we go throughout the season.